doing or repeating the same thing over and over. Now, just coming down here with Ted, Ted said he stopped journaling probably a year ago. Okay, he doesn't need to keep a journal anymore. But he says, what I eat hasn't really changed. And I know one of the funny things with Ted, one day I had said to Ted, I said, you know, there's a couple little blurbs that I read about hot food. I said, spicy food seems to have an effect and it may help you to burn a couple extra calories a day. Well, Ted took that to heart. And when we meet on Saturdays now, it's sort of funny. Ted and I meet on Saturdays. We'll meet at one of the local restaurants, and we split an order of French fries together. And Ted always gets a small bowl of jalapenos. And he sweats and everything else, but if I went through his journal right now, I would see probably every day that he would have something that would be hot in here. I asked Ted to give me his journals because of the fact that here's a roadmap for anyone who wants to lose 100 pounds. And he started at 312 pounds. He's now down around 210. I know he can probably tell you, but he went out and bought a new motorcycle. He's living a life that was different from what he was living before. And that's sort of the crux of what I do. You know, I say that I change lives for the better, and I do. But again, it has to be tailored to fit whatever the client's needs and desires are. Ted jumped right into it. He took it to heart, and the thing is, he's probably been one of the most efficient people as far as keeping a journal. And I asked him to let me have this. Actually, he went to Mexico, and actually he took notes when he was in Mexico, okay, of his eating patterns when he was away on vacation. Most people, again, I ask them not to do that because there's really no reason to. But it's a roadmap. And again, there's one more journal that he has. This is only the one that goes from the 13th of 207 to the, is that the 1st?
Yes.
Yeah, to the 1st of 208, or of 207.
Can I ask Ted a question about the food? Now, when you first met with Ralph and Ralph gave you the grocery list, were there foods on there that you disliked, or was it tailored to, to pretty much keep you in what you were eating, but just limiting the portion size, or was there certain foods that just had to be crossed off immediately? Say pizza.
Well, pizza was crossed off immediately. That was a no-brainer. There's no bread. There's no bread in my house for over a year.
Okay.
I think we just started bread about 3 months ago.
Okay.
No. And that was it. It was bread. It was basically bread, and then there was no red meat. I didn't eat any red meat for a long time. That was about a year, I think. It was close to a year. Mm-hmm. We pretty much stayed to the chicken, fish, pork.
And again, the fish is something that Ralph had mentioned on the earlier show as well as an important dietary supplement, or not really a supplement, actually source. Now, were you a fish eater before? Did you enjoy the tuna and the halibut and the cod and all that, or did you have to acquire that taste?
Not really. I just acquired it.
Yeah.
I mean, the tuna fish wasn't a problem, but the salmon, that took me a little while. Mm-hmm. And then I'm trying to remember the other fish of my wife, the tilapia. Tilapia, became a big fan of tilapia. Mm-hmm. But the adjustment was actually, it was quite easy for me because I just said I'm focused on this, and Ralph always said focus. Mm-hmm. And focus, and the journal. It was reading this journal, writing in the journal every day. That was tough. The first 3 months was very hard to get up every morning and go, I got to write this thing. But so after that...
Let's get to the journal. What do you write in the journal? What you ate for breakfast, what you ate for lunch, or
what you eat, what the weather's like, how do you feel?
So really, it's more in depth than just a diet.
Right. How much exercise did I do? I mean, mostly, I don't remember, but I mean, I'm walking every day. And I was physically working every day.
Here's one, just a quick entry, you're just turning this page. Feel good, lots of energy, something at home, or we're working in the yard at home. But again, the journal is set up so that the person becomes responsible for everything that they eat every day. There's a place to put in your feelings, there's a place to put in the weather. There are a lot of things that affect the choices that a person makes in the course of a day. And once you can see those, once you write those down, you can see what your influences are and what you have to look at changing in order to be able to lose weight. Staying the way you are is not going to help you. In other words, people, well, they try a little bit here, they say, well, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. And the thing is, you really have to want it. And I think that's one of the things about Ted that I noticed right off the bat. And he called me, we talked on Saturday, he called me on Monday, we started, and I knew he was going to be successful. And I knew he was going to probably be one of the most successful people that I had, because he really wanted this, and he knew what he wanted, and he was willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And that's the proof pudding, or proof positive is the fact that he lost 100 pounds in less time than it took me, because he was focused on what he wanted. He was satisfied with the amount of food he was eating, and he started to exercise. He told me the other day he was walking 3 miles a day now in about 40 minutes. And again, that's something he just picked up. It wasn't something he did before, and he enjoys it. And the thing is, that's one of the things I mentioned last time. You have to find things you enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy doing it, especially when it comes to exercise, you're not going to stick with it. And if you go off to the gym and you that's your success, and you're going to lose weight by working out for 2 hours a day and so on, 5 days a week, and 2 months down the road or 3 months down the road, if you don't like to do that, the weight's coming right back, because you're going to stop doing that, you're going to get tired of it, and you're going to go right back to your old habits again, and you've done nothing except waste 2 or 3 months of time where you could have been making progress toward getting healthier and losing weight. But the goal has to be, again, something that you're willing to do things for. And really, it's down to whatever it takes. And that's what it was with me. It was whatever it was going to take me to finally feel comfortable in my own skin. And I do feel comfortable in my own skin today, and that's what I wanted. And there's no way that I'm going back to the way I was. I just feel so good this way. I just finished a newsletter article for this month's newsletter, and it starts off, it's called the Founders Corner, and I do write a monthly newsletter. If you go to my website, dietersedge.com, you can click on newsletters, and it's a free newsletter. I write it every month. I don't buy it. Ted has contributed some articles to it and some tips, and I have tips that come in from other people that are following my plan. And as I said, the first article is the Founders Corner. I write an article telling you about what I do, basically. And the article is entitled, You Gotta Want It. And that's really it for me. In other words, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to maintain this weight. It's not a matter that you come to an end and you say, okay, I lost 100 pounds, it's over. I can go out and do whatever I want. Well, that's not the case. In order to maintain this 100-pound weight loss that I accomplished, I'm going to have to fight. And the thing is, I'm willing to do battle with the forces around me that, again, are dragging me back. In other words, my body wants that 100 pounds back. It still expects the famine to show up tomorrow morning. So again, it's not happy with me right now. So again, it's constantly, my hunger level is up. My desire for food at weird times, especially in the evening, is up. And those are times that you have to be careful. And I know that I'll always get up every morning and I'll be mindful of my weight. I'll never be what's truly called a thin person. I have friends that have been thin all their lives. They don't even own a scale. Their clothes are the same size they were when they were in high school. And they don't worry about eating, they don't worry about food. But I think that I'll never have that luxury to feel that way. I'll be putting in my time until the day that I die, sticking with what I want, and this is what I want. This is the body I want to live in. I'm much healthier than I've ever been before. I'll be turning 65 and signing up for Medicare in November, and I feel